Oh, Cloud. What's that up ahead? Whoa. What the heck? Well, that's... Where there's Midgar. Wait, why was it covered that way? Wait. Huh. Soup kitchens. Thank you. They're rebuilding. Bless you? Oh no, I was clearing my throat, but thank you. Oh, there's the seventh heaven, or what remains of it. I thought you sneezed. Nah. Wait, so that's the... Hmm? Sparkling stuff. Wait. Huh. Hold on here. He's alive? Well, okay, of course Marlene's here.
Marlene?
To-chan. Barrett, of course. Oh. I guess we're off to the... Like how shall we proceed? Yeah, she's like, I don't know. Yeah, nobody really knows. Cloud, what are you gonna do now? Just the black feather. Right. I don't think that's the real one. Hmm. Like, you'll be alright. She's going as well. Yep. You'll need a nose like his for a hunt, as he said. I don't think. Well. Mm-hmm. An enemy of the planet is an enemy of Avalanche. Well, looks like we have a new... Our quest continues. I guess we're going out of Midgar now. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. So Zack helped Cloud out here. Why is Aerith here? It's also being shown in that. Okay, obviously that did not happen in real time. I hate this sky. The unknown journey will continue. Alright, guess we're gonna end here. By the way, the Japanese side is probably the lyrics translated. So yeah, the Japanese text is translating the English lyrics. Okay, Nomura and Hamaguchi have been around. They've been on this. Toriyama, like the big guy, the big three. Nojima, I think, yeah, he's also worked on the original game. Hamauzu, of course, I mean, he would come later in the series, but he got to help on this one. And Uematsu, of course. Uematsu. Yeah, you don't know Aerith's former boyfriend, her previous, I guess boyfriend, I suppose. You don't know his name yet. Interesting they use an English song. There's a lot I want to say, but I feel like I could tell you guys more when we actually know it. I'll tell you the difference. And obviously, okay, so in Crisis Core they talk more about it. Yeah, technically they do. But I mean, you know about the truth about... Yeah. I don't want to say anymore. I can't say... I don't want to say anymore. That's gonna spoil it. But it is true, in Crisis Core, that incident you saw there is covered in more detail. But obviously you should... I don't recommend playing Crisis Core until you've played the original game first. But just... If you don't want to get spoiled, don't look up what Crisis Core is about, and then you'll be fine. If you don't want to know anything about the original game. Amano, of course, who made the logo. Probably more involved with some of the older games, but... Yosh. Survive, said the prophet. Interesting. But yeah, you will know about... But in the original game, they do talk about her boyfriend. Or her former previous boyfriend. You get to see the Sakurai, of course. His voice is unmistakable. Oh, Kappei Yamaguchi. Red's Kappei Yamaguchi. He's Usopp? Really? You would never... Really? So what a different voice. Like, I don't know the others off, like, the top of my head. Like, but, the voice for Red is also the voice for Shinichi in Detective Conan, the main character. The older version of the main character. Sugita, of course. Oh, it's Sugita, really? He doesn't sound like him at all. For Andrea and Cornian. Claudia Strife, huh? Oh, if we played it in English, would it show up in English lyrics? I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by some of them. I'm like, wow, they don't sound like... They're pretty different from their normal voices. Like, Sugita's voice doesn't sound like him. And, Yamaguchi Kappei doesn't sound like, He doesn't sound like his normal Usopp voice, was what we know him for. But Red doesn't sound like Usopp or Shinichi. Which are, you can hear them, you'll tell like, oh, that sounds like him. And then like, you hear Red, you're like, what? They're the same voice? Good job. He has more than one, but just his normal voice. I had no idea Red was, Yamaguchi Kappei. But yeah, obviously, in the original game, Biggs does not survive. He's very clearly dead. So, just to let you know that is one big change. The fact that Biggs is alive is a big change. The fact that Wedge is... It shows that the Shinra building is also a very big change. I don't know if he survived. We don't know that yet. We don't know what happened to him yet. Unless the death is on screen, nothing is for certain. And you probably are wondering what happened to Zack, and he apparently was the one who brought Cloud into Midgar. So we don't know anything about him yet, though. Oh, Aerith theme. Also, very quickly, some of those scenes you saw during that big battle with the... Oh, I guess we'll actually pay attention to here. I'm just checking the scenes here. Earlier in the game. Okay, they seem like it's mostly from the early part of the game, earlier in the game. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't seem like anything's changed. Most of the scenes from the boss we fought that you saw are actually references to things that may or will happen. Well, we don't know anymore. Like, this kind of threw everything. Like, they changed a lot of things. I'm like, will they happen now? But they were still saying that it's the future that they don't want to happen. So it's like, I know, right? Yeah, so much Sephiroth sightings in this installment of the game. It looks like post Midgar is the next installment. Very interested to see how the game will work then, or if you have a world map to roam, because that would be the end of Midgar. Means the world map is available. Yeah, you get to experience all the things that happen in the game. But yeah, I'm really curious how they'll do. We'll see if they change the story to give next. I mean, yeah, they're probably gonna change this. I mean, they already altered the story as it is. Granted, we don't know what happened to Zack. So that's... I will just say that the fact that you see Zack there, like, that encounter is different in the original game, is all I'll say. Let me just say that. Zack carrying Cloud into Midgar is a big change as well. That's all I'll say. Yeah, the whole, I almost said feelers. Whispers, yeah. In Japanese, they're called feelers, and then in English, they're called whispers. That's very different. Oh, that's little young Cloud and Tifa there. Very curious what will happen. You get to hear the orchestrated Aerith's theme. There was a track that played when Cloud and Sephiroth were facing each other in that weird, like, desolate planet area. That theme is also from a future location later in the original game. That's why I was like, I instantly recognized the theme when I heard it. I'm like, oh, it's that theme. I won't tell you what that theme corresponds to, because that'll spoil more. So it's kind of tricky, where some things are showing earlier, and some things they're showing later. No, not later, sorry. They're showing earlier than expected. I like how that thing is like... I think they didn't make a big deal. Like, the whole thing with Cloud, like, holding Tifa, like, because of, like, that position, it was fine. Like, they didn't make a big deal out of it. I'm just thinking that's kind of interesting. Oh, there was a younger Tifa there. We don't know what happened in the village Nilheim. By we, of course, I'm always... I mean, I know, but y'all don't know. Well, y'all who haven't played the original game don't know. They did a lot of stuff to kind of throw us who played the original game around for a loop there. that whole section at the end of the highway of Midgar was like completely not in the original game. So that whole defying fate thing is not a thing. Kind of interesting they added that angle about changing the future of the planet, or changing the destiny of the planet to be something else. But now that puts into question about, is it mean that they're changing the future that the original game was going to like lead us on? I mean, like, because the original game ends in a certain way, and I won't say how it ends, but does that mean that that's no longer valid and things will change? Very interesting. I'm very interested to see what will happen. Maybe some years from now, at the rate they're going. Will they show it, please? Will it happen? Will this finish in my lifetime? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, so many changes though. 30 years, I know, no kidding. We'll all be old by the time. Well, like, we finally finished Final Fantasy VII. And like, we'll be in retirement homes. But seriously, I hope they finish it. They are actually, I mean, they're actively working on it, so. Yeah, there's, yay, some of the... Yeah, they have all the artists. There's so many there's so many people who worked on this. The artistry is always really cool about how many artists worked on the game. I have to say, it was a very pleasant experience for throughout. I know this was like, oh, Tifa doesn't seem to like ghosts very much. So we're like, okay, let's go together. I know it was like, oh, shipping moment, no. I just think it's fun. I think they're just trolling at that point. There's young Aerith. Yeah, that ghost thing was... I feel like that's kind of fillery. I mean, you didn't really gain anything out of it. I think it felt like it was just kind of like, oh, it's just to talk about a little bit of Aerith's childhood. And before we get to the building, the avalanche, not a tower, the plate, yeah. So we don't know, like, I'm assuming that probably Jesse did not make it. But it seems Biggs made it. We don't know what happened to Wedge. That's still a mystery. It's been 62 years. The fact that this exists is kind of a dream. Like, for many people, it was a dream for like decades. At this point, 2 decades. And people didn't think they would actually do it, but they did. I mean, it did pretty well. Some people are probably like, oh, I just want to wait till they actually finish, and I'm like, well, good luck. Yeah, there's a couple of I'm gonna wait for my Final Fantasy V remake. Oh, I know. I don't know if they'll remake anything pre-7 at this rate. I don't know. Honestly, though, I rather they should work on. Would be nice to know what happens with 16. Be nice to, hopefully they've learned what not to do from 15 and learn what to do from 7. A remake, of course, those being the 2 most recent. 15 is oh boy. I mean, I do and did enjoy the game. No, I won't say too much about it since I'm gonna assume all of you have played 15, but that game, so much potential, and just I don't think they quite pulled it off. It's just a victim of bad management in general. And the fact that the DLCs are, you have to read novels to find out the rest of the story because they didn't want to allocate any more money to it. It's really sad. There's just so many things about that game. But anyway, enough about the past. 7 remakes here. And it shows that Square actually knows how to make games. I mean, is the battle system perfect? I don't know. Like, there's some things about it that kind of bother me too, but Just like the camera angle sometimes got in the way, and like some of them are pretty tough. Like you have to have your reflexes, unlike the original game where you could play. But I guess they have. That's why they have the turn-based version. I know the fighting in 15 is pretty fun. I know, right? The battle system for 15 is actually really fun. I'm kind of like the same. I feel kind of the same way I feel about like 13, where 13 had a great battle system, but gosh darn it, that story was linear. Oh goodness gracious, there was no. Anyway, I don't want to say more about it, but like, it really is very linear. But 15 is a bit better about it. There's like extra stuff to kind of like give you a nice break between a linear story that doesn't actually that long. Honestly, 15's story isn't that long. It's just mostly of it. It's DLC. Oh my goodness. But anyway, this game felt like I went through a lot. So, like most of the major plot points were really expanded on. You did all the sci-fis on 13, but I can feel it. Yeah, 13.2 fixed most of the problems. I feel. I mean, so I've heard. I don't know. Like I had trouble. I played a little bit of 13.2, guys, and I had a little trouble investing myself in it. Like I could not motivate myself to move forward. But maybe I might just try it again. I don't know. I don't know if I would play in mainstream though. Feel like the problem with playing 13.2 on the mainstream is that most people have not played 13.1. So if I play 13.2, nobody knows what happened in 13.1. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm honestly not like dying to play it though. To play the 13's games. Because honestly, after this, it's gonna feel like a step down. Yeah, I know, it's just your opinion. I probably, like, I only played like 4, 5 or 6 hours, and I just like, I just got kind of like, But I mean, I kind of want to know what happens, but I kind of like, I was playing the other games at the time, and I just kind of lost interest because I was playing like some other stuff that was more exciting for me at the time, and I just kind of forgot about 13.2. I only just remembered it because we were talking about it. Yay, the final cutscene. That's a long credit sequence. There was a lot of people that worked on this game. I do feel like they, at least from this game, it seems like they've learned how to make RPGs properly again, for the most part. I haven't played the more turn-based mode in this game. I mean, I heard it's like kind of easy mode, which is kind of cool. I mean, I'm glad they have that available. I do want to, I'm kind of curious to try it, but I mean, this game's pretty long. I know, I never thought. They actually stretched out like 10 hours of content to 50, so I guess that's the way it goes sometimes. Kitase, of course. Hashimoto and Kitase, like, been around the series for a long time. Very interesting that they changed so much at near the end of this, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's weird because I've heard some people were kind of down on some of the changes, but I'm like, I think it's fine. I think it's a good change. Alright, Destiny's Crossroads. Chapter selection has now been unlocked. They won't take a picture because that's spoilers. Yeah, see? Open the main menu and select System Chapter Selection to replay any chapter from the beginning using your current characters, weapons, and material. Nice. This is a great way to tackle uncompleted quests, find story elements you missed the first time through, and more thoroughly explore Midgar. Sweet. Hard difficulty is now unlocked and can be selected by going to chapter selection and playing one of the chapters. In this difficulty, items cannot be used and only HP is restored at rest spots. However, certain manuscripts are only available in this difficulty setting. Oh, you guys. Y'all are mean. A record of your venture can be viewed from System Play Log in the main menu. The log contains information from battle records to story branches. There are story branches? Bonus EXP and AP. You will now earn twice as much EXP and 3 times as much AP. Oh, nice. New combat simulator. A new combat simulator has become accessible from Hojo's lab. To test it out, select Chapter 17 from Chapter Selection. Skipping the bike minigame. The bike minigame can now be skipped from the boss menu. Wow. That's kind of interesting. So I could do that. Obviously, I'm going to save because I want a game completion. Okay, so I will just save on top of 7. Why not? That's neat. So you can replay parts of the game you missed out on. Probably you can do stuff like I think you can get different. I don't know if you can get a different outfit for Cloud in for Don Cornell. Let's look at the play log a little bit. Okay, cool. Chapter 14 Resolutions Witness. Oh, okay. You're gonna go outside. All right, see you around. I mean, I think I'm done for the night after this too. Battle Intel reports completed. Actually, we did quite a lot. Coliseum's challenges. No, I never did Coliseum. Odd jobs. Yeah, I missed out 4 on the one of the chapters by mistake. I mean, it's not really that important, but manuscripts obtained. Music disc. Oh, we missed one. No. You could have gotten different dresses for Cloud and Tifa and Aerith, and for Don Cornell, or you could get the. You could have solved Chapter 14 in different ways. Interestingly enough, but I'm not gonna do that. So neat. When playing a chapter using chapters like the quest and story data will be temporarily reset. You retain all. Okay, of course. Completing a chapter will update your previous play data, but switching to a new one midway through, will cause you to lose your current. Yeah, that makes sense. So if you pick chapter 6, you do it halfway through, and then you switch to another one, you'll lose the progress. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so it actually tells you everything. So basically, this is why people spent like 100 hours. Yeah, I actually got all the discs. I'm actually pretty happy. So, oh, it's the one where I failed the dance practice. Oh, yeah, the one you have to, like, do the dance practice insanely well. Nice. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. I don't think I want to do the rest, though. Oh, oops. I forgot to actually equip this. Wah, wah. I mean, this is not... These were not meant to really do much, but... I probably wouldn't have used them, but... The Mako Crystal was probably the most useful one. The rest are not really that important. All right. I guess I'll say first. Tom said, "Okay, cool." Oh yeah, the game. The stupid loading times. Um, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't think like you could do all that stuff, the extra stuff, but no, I'm not really gonna do it. I mean, like I think a good one-time playthrough is enough. You could probably visit the other things in the probably on YouTube. They'll have a list of everything. You can see all the dresses, and you can see the different ways to end Chapter 14, which is kind of interesting. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure the story just continues no matter what. I thought it was pretty much the same. I think it pretty much is, except Chapter 14 would change a few things. So, or I might have to do research on that, but I mean, like, I think we got to the end, and I guess that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything we can do other than go back to chapters. And that's fine. I don't know if the chapter this changes. No, it doesn't. So neat. So yay! Good job, everybody. We managed to do it. We managed to beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. Finally, I know it's been months, right? Like we were going at the slow pace of doing 2 hours a week, so we just kind of like pushed it harder this week. This time because we're so close. So we spent a few hours and then we're at the end of this. So I guess that's it for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And no, I'm not gonna do a review. I mean, it's not the main slot, so we're not obligated to. I will just talk a little really quickly about some of the changes. I mean, did I talk? I think I talked about most of it. It's just kind of interesting how much they changed. Yeah, as I mentioned, the Midgar Highway, end of highway is totally different. Because in the original game, when you reach the end of the highway, they kind of got to that scene with at the end where people were like, we need to go explore, chase after Sephiroth. I mean, all you know is that you need to stop him, but you don't exactly know why. Unlike in this game where they pretty much straight up tell you that he's a threat to the planet. I mean, it seems that way, right? And like, so yeah, here they just straight up tell you like he's the greatest threat to the planet, even though he thinks he's going to protect the planet. And like, even he's like, Cloud, you should help me. Let's defy fate. But like, his way of defying fate is not what you want to do. So that's actually interesting that they kind of present that earlier, because in the original game you don't find that out until much later in the game. So it's kind of interesting that Aerith and Red figured it out sooner. Anything else I could think of? No, I mean, I've already talked about it in great length while we were doing them at the same time. The scenes in the that are like, are they now? Yeah, lots of things is the ending and the things that happened in the original game now no longer valid anymore? Is something gonna change? We don't know yet. So, kind of interesting. They've left the door open for that. Anyway, I guess that's pretty much all that's left. So, yeah, we're gonna need a new game for our late night Wednesdays. So, well, I figured now is probably a good time. So after some thinking, I'm not going to do Legend of Sword and Fairy 6 like I was thinking of doing in Chinese. Like, I think I'll hold up on that, and I think I'll just play it on the mainstream so that we can all experience the surprise, and I can complain about the translations. Anyway, so that means we need an actual game to play on Late Night Wednesdays. So I think, given how things are, I think I'm going to bring in the game Bayonetta. Yep. It's a nice, much shorter game compared to Final Fantasy VII Remake, so that'll be a lot of fun. And I haven't played 1 in a while, and I kind of need a refresher, because I played 1 before, but not 2. So what I want to do is play through 1 and then play through 2 on this time slot, and I think it's a good time slot to do it because game's not insanely long, but it's a lot of fun, and it'll be really different from this game, so that'll be pretty cool. And I've kind of wanted to revisit that series for a while. I've been putting it off for so long, for years, so that'll be a lot of fun. In the meantime, we'll probably resume Tales of Berseria soon. I'm trying to finish up Trials of Mana, Super Nintendo, and then I can kindly get back to Tales of Berseria. I've been kind of busy too, so it's kind of not been easy to get time to do that stuff, to do other gaming. So hopefully when things get a little bit better, it'll be easier to play more. But I guess we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, no rush, right? Anyway, but we all want to know what happens to Tales of Berseria eventually. Or by eventually, it'll be pretty soon, hopefully. Anyway, thank you all for watching, Illusion Queen and anyone else who was left. I hope you guys had enjoyed Final Fantasy VII Remake, and you'll look forward to part 2 when it comes out sometime in this century, hopefully. Anyway, so I guess that's it for now. So as always, 晚安, which means good night, and 下次再见, which means see you next time, and 谢谢收看, which means thank you for watching. 求神祝福你们, may God bless you, and 愿你的一天有福, may your day be full of blessing. Hope you guys had a good one, and see you all later. Good night.